All right, we are live. Let me click on the Amazon live stream real quick here. Okay, we are now live in both places. So we are off and running. So 2 days in a row, everybody. Get me 2 days in a row. That's because I've got stuff to test. And so that is what we're doing today. And I did shoot a review of that laptop we looked at yesterday, so that'll be up soon. And this is some interesting stuff. So this is stuff that I saw in at CES. And these are on, one of them is on sale actually. They have their hub here is on sale. So the deal with this is that this is Switchbot. And what they make are little switches and home automation stuff that connects to your existing stuff. So you don't have to like change out your light switches. The Switchbot will actually turn the light switch on and off for you, for example. I didn't get this in my pack of stuff, but they also have curtain motors. So you can have your curtains open and close automatically without having to buy something really expensive and fancy. You can just plug one of these things into it. So they have a whole bunch of different things here. So this is a thermostat control, it looks like an infrared remote, similar to the Sensibo that we looked at recently. Probably not going to get to all this today. What I was really interested in was getting the Matter hub working. And then we've got these little guys, and these are cool because these are the things that sit over the light switch. So it's got a little thing that like will turn the light on or off without having to replace the whole switch. So perfect for renters, right? Because you really can't go in and adjust stuff. And then if you wanted a light switch in a place other than where your light switch is, you can use this thing, which gives you a little thing there. And you have a thermometer and humidity detector here. Then this is the hub that we're looking at. And this is their Hub 2. I have a coupon running on the Amazon stream. So you can get, looks like 15% off of this thing. So we're gonna get this and this working today and see if it works with Matter. And by default, this stuff does not work with Siri or with Apple HomeKit, but because it is Matter-based, it will now, and that's the big test here. So to answer Crab Donkey, it is Amazon and Google and SmartThings and now Matter. And then it does have a Siri shortcut. So they put Siri shortcut but not HomeKit on here, and that's because I'm guessing their app has a Siri shortcut connection. So there you go. So Paul Bakewell is here, William Wilkinson is here, and Tacit Blue is here. And we'll see what kind of interest we get in this. And this is the switch I'm going to install it on, one of them, on the other side of the room. I've got this one switch over my desk area, and I only turn it on when I have like a conference call or something, and I always forget to turn it off. So this will be a way to make sure that that light switch can get turned on and off at will here. So why don't we open up the Switchbot first, and we'll get this installed. And what I will do in the course of this is I will install this on the light switch and get it working first. So this is the Switchbot, and like everything, it is battery powered. So it looks like, oh, it's got one of these things, one of these CR2 industrial lithiums. So it's another battery to add to your list of purchases there. And my guess is that this works over Bluetooth, and then the hubs will connect to it that way. And One Man Show says, what's the deal with Matter? Yeah, I think it's better interoperability is really the name of the game here. And the big deal is that Apple supports it, and I'm guessing it's a way to standardize how their security model will work with non-Apple devices. They don't have to police it anymore. I'm guessing that's what their take is with that. Now, the way this thing works is that it's one thing to turn the light off. It's got like a little pusher in here that will come out. But it's another thing altogether to turn the light switch back on, or vice versa. So there's a little thing here that it will grab onto to pull it back down. So we'll see how easy this installs here. And here's we're gonna read the instructions on this one. So we removed the plastic battery isolation tab. I do need to install the app on my phone, so I'm going to do that real quick. So let me go and get that done. Christoph Howard is here. Hello there. So let me go download the Switchbot app. There's always an app. So let me do that real quick here. Switchbots. All right. So I'm going to install the app here. And I'm guessing I need to set up an account on here too, which is what we'll do. So stand by, we'll get to that. I'm not even sure how this thing pairs up. I'm guessing it's just Bluetooth. So let me get this going. Blah, 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 blah. Get started. Okay. Allow while using the app. Allow. Okay. Got it. Oh, I already found one nearby. Look at that. So let me turn my screen brightness up a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to tap on that. I'm going to give this a different name. We're going to call this Studio Desk, because that's where I'm going to set it up. Hit OK here. Looks like it already paired with it, huh? So there's press mode and switch mode. I think I want to be in switch mode. Oh, that's okay. There. Okay, I see what that is. All right. So I think we may want to have it in press mode. Let's see what that does. What was that noise? This is get new features. Custom mode of bot is added as a beta feature. This mode allows you to create 2 sets of actions for your bot. Oh my goodness. I don't think I want to do that. I want to keep it simple here. Okay, so we got that configured. Oh, I see. So it's pushing and then retracting. So I think we probably want it to be in switch mode, because watch what it does. Because that would turn it on and off, wouldn't it? So I think let's go to mode, and we'll do switch mode. So now, oh, I see, it's on and off now. So now it's on, and now it's off. On. I see. So that'll push it down, and then it lightens up. Well, that's pretty cool. All right, so I think I got the hang of that. And so they want you to put this little sticker thing on the switch. Right, so if it pushes it down, it'll turn it off. So let me go stick this. I'm going to go show you my light here. What did I do? Hang on a second, everybody. I hit the wrong button here. All right, so let me go turn on my light here, and let's take a look and see how this works. This is step 1. Let's get this thing adhered to the switch. And it's got like that really sticky stuff, so it's going to stick for a while, I think. Let me slide myself in here real quick. All right, so I'm going to put that on here. And then I guess what I have to do, how's it going to turn it back on? Because right now it's off. If it goes on, oops, that's not going to work. Hang on. See, here's where my awful sense of space comes into play. So maybe it's got to go this way. But either way, when it goes, I'm not sure how it's supposed to work with the rocker switch. Because it's going to need to pull, it's going to need to push that down to turn it off, right? Oh, I see. So and then it's going to go that way, which is going to pull it off completely. Let me get the instructions out again and read this better. Unless this is not designed for rocker switches, but I think this one is. Yeah, mechanically presses rocker switch button on or off. So I'm guessing so apparently it will work with rocker switches. I think there's one for other types as well. And what it'll do for toggle switches is that's where it's got that on. Here, let me show you the. So for toggle switches, it's a different mode that you set. So right now we have it, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we have it in. So maybe it's got to be in a different mode. So there's press mode. But what press mode does here is it pushes it and then it stops, right? So it's going to push it and then it pushes it again. So what it'll do if it's in this mode is this. Watch, here's what it does. Oops. So it pushes it and then it goes back in. But I don't know if that's going to work in our situation, right? Yeah, it does a push-pull action. So let's go back over there and see if we can figure this out. You know what I might do is look up on their website here, Switchbot rocker switch. And let's see what we get here. So they've got some pictures. Actually, this is the picture we want here. Okay, so it looks like they're, okay, so what they're doing here is they're putting this thing below the switch with that sticker on the light. So let's replicate that and see what we get here. And Greg M is here, and One Man Show is here. You just need one, apparently, but we'll see. Robert Branch is here, and Jolt Dude is here. It does a push-pull, exactly. Yeah, I'm surprised the instructions were not very clear about how to set this thing up on a rocker switch. This has been around for a while. This is not a new product. But what I've got to do here is figure out how to get this thing hooked up. So I'm going to put this back in the on-off mode. So let's go into mode here. And I already made the sticky stuff unsticky, so hopefully it'll re-adhere. If not, I got another one. But it looks like it has to sit completely south of the switch, so it doesn't pop off when it activates. So we're going to go to switch mode. Okay. And right now it is set. I'm going to set it to on because that's where we are right now. And I'm going to put on the little sticker thing here. Let's get that peeled off. And you know, like, I'm the worst person to do this kind of stuff because I am not very good on these mechanical devices. So some of you watching will be like, come on, this is easy. And it also keeps coming out of its little hole here. And again, this is kind of ideal for renters because if you're a renter, geez, see, I just did it again. If you're a renter, you don't have to change out all the switches. That really sticks on there pretty good. All right, so that little sticker's on there now. And I'm going to just get this thing in its little slot here. It's kind of hard because I have to reach here. I don't have a, it's not, my desk is like is taking up a lot of space behind this. All right, so I'm going to try it here first and see what happens. So let's do an off. All right, that didn't seem to work. Now on, that didn't work either. So maybe I got to put it up a little bit higher. So if I want it to go off, it should push the switch off. And now this thing's like stuck on there. Oh, it's like one of those adhesives that doesn't come off either. Great. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to put it like this. All right, let's try that. So now I'm going to set it to on, and I want it to go off. That didn't work. Okay, so that turned it off. There we go. Hey, that seems to be working now. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reverse this because I put it needs to be reversed in its action here. So let's go back to mode. And I'm going to reverse the on-off direction. So now it is set to off. And then I'm going to turn it back on. Hey, that's pretty cool. So what it's doing is actually pulling the bottom of the switch up. See that? That's cool. Okay, so we got that working. That wasn't too hard. Did you all see that? You did. Here, let me give you another view of it. So I'm going to do a 2-up here. So let me add a quick virtual input. And we'll take a look at this. Yeah, they did say you have to let the adhesive sit for like 24 hours is what they're saying. All right, so let me pull up my let me just tilt this down a little bit here. All right, so let me pull up my phone and I can show you exactly what it's doing here. And actually, it's kind of cool. I gotta give them some credit on that. All right, so let's go to layers. Let me check the Amazon chat while we're going here. And Shalala is here. And good. Gave us some good tips on how to rectify the situation here, so thank you for that. All right, so now we're going to go to layers. And I'm just going to throw on my phone layer here. And watch this. We're going to do something pretty cool here. We're going to crop and zoom. We're crop some parts out here. So we're going to crop that out, and we're going to crop that out, and this, and then I'm going to zoom in a little bit and position this over here. There we go. And now you can see it in action. Maybe. There it goes. And then on. I'm out of Bluetooth range here, so that it's like, you know, I'm a little further away than I would otherwise be, so it's probably struggling a little bit to reach it. but you get the idea. So let's go ahead and try that again. And you're right, instructions do suck. We don't read instructions on this channel. So what it's doing basically is it's pulling it from the bottom is the thing. So one man show says, I might be interested. Yes, we're making progress here. All right, so the next step is I need to get the hub going. And that's what this is. So let's take a look and see what's in the box. But we did get that working. All right, so let's get the hub unboxed. And for those of you who like non-destructive unboxings, I am sorry to disappoint. Now this will likely need some kind of firmware update when we get it hooked up. So here it is. It is powered by USB-C. So it's got a little USB-C port on the bottom there. Let's see here, missing some. Yeah, so this is right. You can get those fancy switches and they fail on you. This thing's easy. Just stick it on and stick it off. And Shalala says you could also go sideways if you need to access the plate that way. Yeah, so that is the toggle version, and that's the default, by the way. So that's how that works. George says, hello. Yes, I've always found these things interesting. These have been around for a while. They're not new. But I think it's clever in how it implements the problem here. So if we go back to our thing, just to show you, it's working pretty consistently now. So if I hit off, it pushes the switch down, and if I turn it back on, it pulls it back. I think it's kind of neat. So you get off, and then on. Now the problem with these, though, is that if you're an Apple person, it doesn't work with HomeKit out of the box. But that's where this hub comes in, because the hub apparently does, because it's Matter compatible. So we're going to get that going. Let's finish unboxing it. I'm having too much fun just turning my lights on and off with it, so that's kind of neat. And Crab Donkey says, it is kind of Rube Goldberg, isn't it? It's a mechanical solution. We're not used to those anymore, right? We're used to digital solutions, but this is mechanical. So we got our standard USB wall wart here. We have a USB-C power cable with a good amount of length to it. And like everything else they sell, there's a sticker on the back there so you can attach it to something. And then, of course, we have instructions. So let's take a look at the instructions here. So this has a humidity reader built into it as well. It's got an infrared emitter. So this is kind of like a jack of all trades thing. So it'll send IR out. It'll read temperature. It's got an infrared receiver. And it has touch buttons on it. A buzzer too. How about, wow, there's a lot on this thing. And I'm going to have to create a Switchbot account in order for this to work. All right, so let's take a look at that. And yeah, nothing with home automation is easy, for sure. And I agree with Crab Donkey on this. All right. So apparently Matter does work with everything. But I think we need the account, though, to get this going, which is what we're going to do now. So let's get the thing powered up here. And I have a power source down on my floor, so I'm going to use that. And let's plug that in. But this thing could technically power. So I have one of those Sensibo thermostats, and this apparently would do that task also. All right, now we have to hold for 5 seconds, fold the red part before plugging in the cable. It's got some hold. What do you want me to hold for 5 seconds? There's a button on this thing? Not sure what it's talking about. Hold for 5 seconds. Is there a button underneath this sticker? Let me show you what I'm looking at here. So I believe because of Matter, it will work with Home Assistant. I think so. Yeah, and the pushers do work without the hub. So we've been working without the hub just through the app. But if you want to use it outside of your home, you're going to need the hub. And it won't work with Matter without the hub or any of the other. So it probably won't work with anything until you use the hub, because it doesn't feel like there's anything underneath this. It says it wants me to hold it for 5 seconds. I don't know what it means by that. Okay, it beeped, and now it is on. It's got a little display on here. Kind of a muted tone. And I'm assuming the top, these must be in Celsius, I'm guessing. And you can turn it off. So that's that. Yeah, so the hub is not required, but again, you're going to get more distance if you have it. All right. And then this is the Hub Mini, but this is different. This is not a Matter hub. So this is the Matter hub. You need the hub 2 to get all this stuff to work. Okay, so now, yeah, and so Chalela on the Amazon chat has it hooked up with Homebridge, which I'm using also. And it's funny because once I discovered Homebridge, suddenly the Matter stuff didn't matter as much, right? Because Homebridge kind of does a lot of that. And this is brighter, but my studio lights are, so that's about what it looks like to me. So the switch will work with the hub, which supports Matter. So the switch will work. And I saw this demoed at CES, so it was working at CES. But in order for this to work, I've got to set up a Switchbot account, which I don't yet have. So I'm going to sign in here and make up a new account. So bear with me, folks. And I'm going to have Apple give me the password here. And we'll get going. And they have a discount today on the hub. So the hub is 15% off, which you'll find if you click on the link, and it'll go to the Amazon thing here. All right, so my Switchbot verification code I got to type in here to get that account set up. Oh, I put it all in one line. Great, hang on a second. All right, here we go. Okay, so now I have an account. I'll set a nickname for that. All right. So now I have an account. I'm an official Switchbotter. And now it can't seem to find my bot that I set up a little bit earlier. So let's go in and figure that out. So bot's nearby. Oh, here it is. So how do I get this like integrated here? So let's tap on it. You know, I bet you I got to set up the hub first. So let's do that. So let's go hit this button. And it found the hub 2 and the bot. So Mark A, I believe they've got one that does work with old-fashioned switches. Let me see here. Maybe not. Oh, maybe they do. There's a...
Okay, so this is how to set up a Switchbot device.
There's somebody on YouTube who's got a demo of it.
So I switch mode, and you've got this little gap.
My guess is that, I don't know, to be honest with you. I'll have to ask them about that. It looks like it only works with rocker switches, given how the sticker is required to pull up on it. I will have to ask them about that. All right, so we're going to add the bot, or the hub. So we're going to add the hub here. Press and hold the 2 touch buttons for 2 seconds, and then tap next. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so now it's blinking. Hit next. Okay, there we go. So now I've got to get this on my Wi-Fi. And it only works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, by the way. Now what I'm going to do is put this on my IoT network, because I like to keep everything separate. It's more of a security thing than anything else. So bear with me here. I'm just going to get the password for that network real quick, because I always forget what my passwords are. All right. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Okay, so let me type in that password. And I do this because these things, they don't open a port on your router. It's not UPnP, but it is talking to the internet with things in my home. And I like to keep this stuff off the network that all my other stuff is on. All right, so now it's going to connect to the internet. Okay, here we go. All right, we're going to call this Studio Hub. And we're going to give it a room name of Studio. Pick a room. Doesn't let me pick a room. Let's click Save. Okay. All right. Now, I am in the US and we don't know anything about Celsius and the metric system, so I got to change this. It is very dry in here, by the way, which is odd for a basement, but my heater here runs constantly just to keep this room at a comfortable level. Otherwise it gets cold or too, cold and damp is usually how it goes. All right, so I'm going to go into the gear here. And I want, it's got NFC on board too. And here's the Matter configuration. Let's go to the firmware version. It looks like it is up to date. So I don't know if it's going to update again. But what I want to do is change it to Fahrenheit. Cloud services, NFC, Matter configuration logs. So it doesn't look like there's a way to set it to Fahrenheit. Thank you, Champs, for the info on that. And let me go into the Amazon things. I want to make sure I'm not missing any chats on here while we're going. All right. Yes, I'm not sure how to change this out of Celsius. And it's kind of bugging me, to be honest with you. Maybe that's an app setting somewhere. All right. It does keep a log, though, of everything, which is cool. And it has a room light level. I'm not sure what the heck that means. Light level. It's at the max because it's got my studio lights above it here. All right, so now how do we pair this bot with pin to top and add device? So we got the mode setting there. Schedule installation and accessories. Oh, this would have been helpful. This is the installation guide that I should have looked at before. There you go. Oh, right, you could tap the phone. Because I did a video on NFC for my studio setup so I have a little NFC tag. I got these, actually I still have them on the desk here. I got these little NFC tags. And so I set them up all over the house. And then I have one right here. So when I start my videos, I tap the tag, it turns off my air handler, and it turns on my studio lights. Isn't that cool? It's like one tap. So that's what's kind of neat about it. But what I want, though, is I want this bot. I want this bot to talk to my hub. So how do I do that? So let's go back to here. If I hit the plus button, let's see if it finds it. So the hub is nearby. Maybe I got to lift up my phone and see if it'll pick it up on the other side of the room. Because it already knows that the bot is here. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way I can add it, unless it just knows to do that. I don't know. Add remote control. And that's for the IR, so I could control my IR appliances with that. Let's try that real quick. So place your remote control near your hub. I'm going to go get my remote from my air conditioner. If I can find it. It's a little messy in here right now. And it's funny because I stopped using the remote control on the air handler because I have the Sensibo thing, which has been working great. So I just stopped using the remote. I don't even know what happened to it. It's been so long since I had to use it. We have to come back to that because I don't know what I did with it. Yeah, we'll have to come back to that. I don't know what I did with the remote. I put it down somewhere. I stopped using it because that Sensibo thing has been working so well that I haven't really had a need to pick up that remote control in some time. So it's probably buried somewhere. Yeah, I'll have to track it down later. All right, let's see if we can figure out then how to get that bot paired up with our hub. Ugh, that's cool though. This could work. I think could do really well because you could put it near like your air handler and it'll do everything. All right. Let's see if I can do like I have an LG. There's a million LGs. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so let's go to, and by the way, it can do other stuff too. So you could actually have it turn your TV on. That's cool. Look at all the different things it can control. So anything that can take a remote control, this will work with. That's cool. All right, I'm just going to add a bot here. Okay, there it is. I found it. Okay, good. So let's do that. Hit next. That's how you do it. All right, so now it is integrated here. Oh, it's going. Now I'm getting the instructions. Okay, we did that already. We did that the hard way. Okay, so now we have it there. And what's good is that this is over the internet too. And my guess is the battery life will depend on how many times you turn the light on and off. All right, so now that we got that connected, let's get Matter going here. So let's go back to the hub. Oh, so now it's doing the firmware upgrade. So let's do that. Will it work with a computer? It would, depending on how you have the computer configured. But you need the app on the phone. And this works with Android or with iOS. Either one. Oh, user profile is what Shalala says. Got it. And I should have been following Shalala on the chat. I would have gotten to this point a lot quicker. So thank you for helping me out here. All right, we're almost there. So now it's doing the upgrade. And once this is done, now the good news is that the way that I have my network configured, this is not on the same network as my phone is right now. So my phone is connecting to this over the internet. All right, looks like it's booting back up here again. All right, so it's done there. Finish. Okay, so now let's go back to Matter configuration. And I've got to add this. How do I add this? You can connect your hub to third-party platforms like Google Home. Oh, I see. So I just gave you my code, huh? All right, so let's go in. To add your Matter-enabled device to third-party platforms, you need to manually set your device into Matter pairing mode first. So we got to go through this process again. Oh, okay, so let's put it back into, this is confusing. To add your Matter-enabled device to a third-party platform, you need to manually set your device to Matter pairing mode first. Do we need to do that, though? Because it's already paired up with my phone. All right, let's do what it says to do. So let's save the picture. All right, so let's go back here. We got to hold it for 15 seconds. I don't know if it's been 15 seconds or not. All right, so let's click plus, add accessory. Oh, you know what? I could grab, let's do it this way, because it did save the photo. So if I sync the photo up, we should be able to get that to work. So bear with me here, folks. Photos. All right, so I'm going to make sure that this transfers. All right, there we go. So let me go back to here. And I'm going to scan my accessory. Now this may not work because we're on different networks, so I may have to switch my phone over to the other network. Yeah, I've expected that. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back here. So I'm going to switch to my IoT network. And this only supports a 2.4 gigahertz network. Now most of you have switches that will automatically do that, but this one is doing it differently. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to here. Bear with me, folks. All right, let's try this again. So now I'm going to go plus, add accessory. I'm going to scan my barcode here, and let's add it to Apple Home. And now we're on the same network right next to each other. This should work. If not, I got to put it back into that Matter pairing mode, I think is maybe what has to happen. So let's see. Companies always get really nervous when I do these things live because you never know what's going to happen. But if it works, this is Matter, which is an open source protocol. And if this does indeed work, what this means is that you don't need to have HomeKit enabled devices anymore. So let's see what happens. And Shalala, thank you very much for your kind words. Intelligent entertainment, I like that. I'm going to start using that. Intelligent entertainment, I like that. All right, so what's happening? I don't know what's happening. We're going to let it sit here. If not, I'm going to put it back in pairing mode and see if that works. And then when ChatGPT takes over the world, it'll turn our lights on and off in order to hurt us. So yeah, this is the one thing, is like none of this stuff, it all works eventually until it stops working, right? I have found that that Homebridge thing that I'm running in Docker has been a real lifesaver, because I can finally connect all my different stuff together, and that's been working a lot better. Yeah, this doesn't seem like, I don't know if it's doing something or if I should do something different. I could try to put it back into its pairing mode again. It is blinking, so I'm assuming that it's doing something. So Ross, we are trying to figure out how to get, so this is a Switchbot Hub 2, and this supports the new Matter standard, which Apple is compatible with. So we're trying to get it to connect via Matter, which is an open source IoT technology. And we'll see where it goes. All right, I'm going to cancel this in a second. Let me cancel it now, because I would expect this to go a little quicker than that. So let's So 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10. Okay. All right, let me try this again now. And what I'm going to do here, because now it's blinking fast, and I think that might be the preferred mechanism. Okay, so now let's try it again. Now it's blinking faster, and we're on the same network, so I'm hoping that will do it. I almost wonder if this like disables all of the Switchbot stuff and makes this only work with Matter. I don't know. But it doesn't look like it's working. So they did send me some instructions here. So what did she last say to me on this one? Okay, so the latest upgrade to the Switchbot app version 6.25.1. Okay, so this should resolve most of the Matter issues. Okay, so I think that's what we have here. All right, so it keeps telling me I got to download a beta version of their app. So but I don't know why it's pointing me to the app when it's asking me to do a HomeKit thing. So let me exit this, because this doesn't seem to be working. And now it's like stuck in pairing mode. Let me go back to the Switchbot app here. Enter Matter pairing mode, 15 seconds. All lights on the hub oh, okay, so it actually is a different thing. So we got to hold this down longer. All lights will turn off. So we got to keep holding it until everything turns off. So we had it in the wrong mode here. Okay, there we go. Now it's in the mode. Okay. See, it puts it into some other state, it sounds like. So now it is ready, it says. So let's go back here, add accessory. Okay, so let's see what happens now. I'm not gaining a lot of confidence here. And this is probably why people get frustrated with Matter. Oh, it worked. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go into my studio with this one. And we'll call this Switchbot Hub so I know what it is. All right, we got it. And the humidity sensor is connected. All right. And we'll put that in the studio. All right, so we're getting there. This is the temperature sensor. Yeah, it looks like everything's adding itself. That's great. And you can use these sensors as triggers too. Yeah, why not? Okay. Now, but did it find the light? So let's go to Studio. And half the stuff doesn't even work. So main light, studio table. What did I call that light? So I'm curious if the Matter app is even working with this any longer. Let's see here. So if I go back to my hub here. So the good news is everything still works the same as it did before. And if we go back to our 2-up view here, and I turn off the light, that should still work. Yep. Actually works quicker now because we're going through the hub. Isn't that cool? I just think I could watch that do that thing forever. Oh, go to set, yeah. Oh, so I can enable cloud services. Turn on cloud services to connect your Bluetooth. Yes, I want that. So I'm going to click that, and now it's connected to the hub. So I wonder now if I go back to Apple HomeKit if it will do that. All right, so now this is on my cloud, apparently. I just think that's so cool. So how does this work? So it's got a little motor on there. So take a look. There's a sticker. I'll turn the light back on. There's a sticker on the switch. So to turn off the light, what it's going to do is push the switch down, and then you see the little motor like goes back, right? And then to turn it back on, what it does is it actually pulls on the sticker to pull the rocker switch towards it. See how that works? It's pretty cool. So yeah, so that's neat. So now I want to go back to HomeKit, and let's see if it found the light, because now that switch should now be part of my thing. And I call this one the Studio Desk Lamp. In fact, it doesn't see Studio on my list of, so I have a Studio lock. And it's got, so here's what's interesting is now it does have my temperature, but it's not getting any data from, from this thing. So it did pair it up, but I'm not getting any data from it. Okay, so nearby Hub 2, Sensibo. Huh. So the hub is showing up here again, but did it not already pair with it? Apparently not. Let's add it again. I don't have that. All right, hang on a second. We gotta do this. Do we have to do this again? Yeah, because I'm not getting any data from it. I wonder if this Matter stuff is a little flaky on it right now. Flood of Sins is here. So yeah, so I think the latency is due to the fact that it's using Bluetooth. So it's not, so this has to communicate across the room via Bluetooth to the switch. But I should be seeing the data from this right now, and I'm not. So you know what I'm going to do? As they say in our business, when in doubt, reboot. So I'm going to just pull the power on this thing and reboot it. And let's see if that makes any difference. It does boot up pretty quick. Now it blinks this light until it connects to the network. And let's see what we get here. All right, so now it is reconnecting, and it's connected. But I'm not seeing an update to my temperature or humidity. So let me, I guess I'm just going to try to add it again and see if that makes it work better. So it does work fine through their app, but the deal with this is that it's supposed to support Matter. And Matter is a whole different matter, as they say, because it's supposed to work seamlessly with HomeKit. So let me check and see what version of the app I'm on here. So I'm going to switch to Fahrenheit. Yeah, so the hub is actually working here. And I need to sync up our units of measure. There we go. So the hub is working. So it is communicating, as you can see here, back to its app. And this is actually on a different network. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Our 55-minute mark hit on YouTube, as always. They still can't figure out why it's doing it. All right. So I'm going to go through the process here of adding this again to HomeKit and see if that gets it to work. It is showing up. It's just not showing me anything available. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the barcode here again. Now, I did not put this thing into matter pairing mode, which means that we might have to go through this whole process again. But we did update the firmware as they said. So James has joined us in the chat. Hello there. Yeah, we're just playing around with the Switchbot stuff. And I've got other Switchbot things here too I can play with. Yeah, put it in pairing mode. Yeah, we did do that once already, but I think I'm going to have to do that again. So we're going to go and put it into what they call the matter pairing mode. So that consists of holding everything down until all the lights turn off. And then when you do that, so we did this once already, so it's going to turn everything off, and then when it comes back on, it's ready to go into matter. Okay, so now it's off, now it's back on, and now we should be in matter pairing mode. So I'm going to go back to here, add the accessory again. I'm going to repeat the process that we did before. And I'm going to say add to Apple Home. And let's see if it works this time. Now when this connects, we should see the temperature, the humidity, my door lock, which is on a different type of device. And we should also see the light switch that we just set up. Yeah, now it's not working. So I'm not sure about this matter connectivity. It does work fine the other way with its own stuff. And I could probably use Homebridge and get that working probably more efficiently. But for whatever reason here, it doesn't seem to want to connect. So I think what I'm going to do next is maybe remove it and re-add it. And I wonder if adding another device to it is what threw it off. I don't know. So let me see if I can remove this from my list of things. Let's see here. 24 accessories. Yeah, it's like stuck on updating, and it says it's not responding. Yeah, I'm wondering if this matter thing is not what it's cracked up to be. I'll tell you what, I'm really striking out this week. I've had a lot of stuff just not work the way it was supposed to. And I don't even know how to take this thing off of my list of devices. Let's see, it's Homebridges and hubs. All right, so I'm going to take the Switchbot hub off. It says it's not responding anyhow, so let's go remove bridge from home. And we're going to try this again. All right, so let's try this again. All right, so done. And we're going to go right back through the entire process. So we're going to hold the buttons down here. All right, so we got that going. I got to hold down longer. Hang on, let me try this again. So you got to hold it down until it goes into matter pairing mode, which means it's going to turn off everything. And it should shut everything off. There it goes. Okay, so now it's in Matter pairing mode. And let's pair this up here, add accessory. I think I can see why some of the home automation enthusiasts have not been so enthusiastic about Matter lately, or so far. Okay, so now we're connecting. Mark McAllister, thank you for the follow on Amazon. That's a good point, Chuck Smith. I wonder if it's just not universally there. That could be. But that is a good point. Yeah, it looks like it kind of is. I don't think it's Switchbot's fault. I think the whole standard is not working so well. It did add it initially, and now it's not coming in. Yeah, because now it's just sitting here. Remember before, it paired up and it added itself. It worked for a short time. I am going to check and see if I'm still on the Wi-Fi network that this is on. That could be driving this, because it connected a lot quicker last time. All right, let me just double check and make sure I'm on the right Wi-Fi network. I do make things a little more complicated here. No, I'm on the right network, yeah. Because I have two different Wi-Fi networks. And the other thing that it was doing, if I go back to the app here, by the way, if you're just tuning in, what I really like about this thing, check it out. So I've got this light switch on the other side of the room. Right now it is on. And if I hit off here, oh, it's not working now. I totally broke everything. Maybe it's because this thing is now completely zonked. Let's see. Now it's not working at all. What did I do? What did I do? Nothing's working now. All right, let's plug it back in here. Yeah, I'm going to suggest that people don't use Matter yet. I don't think Matter's like ready to go. Yeah, because now what it is that switch is tied in with this hub. All right, now it's back on the network. Let's see what happens here. And it forgot that I wanted the right unit of measure, so that just synchronized up, so that works. But our Switchbot here is not responding anymore. Yeah, this is not going well, folks. Now, you all saw it. It was working fine a few minutes ago. I wonder if I have to like restart the whole thing because it wasn't. Yeah, so we got the firmware update there. All right, so I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't think Matter is here yet. So the switch now connects to the hub, and I have to reset the hub. Okay, so we reset the hub, but it doesn't seem like the hub is responding to the switch any longer. Because the light is on, and as you can see here, the light is still on, even though we're, hang on a second, everybody. All right, let's see. Yeah, this whole thing is zonked. So we rebooted the hub. I may pull the power on. I did that already, didn't I? I pulled the power on the hub and rebooted it. You know what I will do? Let me let me reset the app and see if that fixes it. But I would say that if I was the average consumer, I would be very frustrated right now if I was trying to get Matter to work. It worked fine before we started doing all the Matter stuff, but yeah, now it's completely zonked because that switch is not responding at all. It is seeing it. I'm assuming it's seeing it. It's seeing the hub. Oh, something just happened over there. But that wasn't, something just fell down. Never mind. Yeah, so it is completely non-responsive. So let's try it again. So it is on right now, and I think it has to do with the fact that this hub is totally messed up. I think it's like not sure what its identity is anymore, is what it could be. So I'm going to see if I can unpair it with, let's see here. We'll try to unpair it with the hub and see if that might get us going. But it might reboot the phone. Oh yeah, I can't find the, oh that's different. The remote is different than the hub. Let me turn the cloud services off. Now that I did that, yeah, I think it's totally zonked. I think it thinks it turned off the light. I don't know. Because it still has the cloud icon next to it, so I don't know what it's doing here. Yeah, folks, I don't think I would recommend doing Matter with this stuff right now. I don't think it's ready to go. All right, let's take the hub offline completely. And then I'll reboot the phone, if worse comes to worse. And it still sees the hub, even though the hub's not on anymore. Yeah, let's reboot the phone. We'll try that next and see what happens. ABTL Tire is here. Hello there. And I have not checked into Home Assistant. I might actually use Home Assistant instead of this Matter thing because I'm not confident that this Matter stuff is fully baked here. That's what I'm seeing so far. So I'm using the Switchbot app here. Yeah, it's weird. It still sees the hub, even though the hub is physically off. Yeah, this thing's totally zonked. And I think what it is, it's confused because I think it's confused because I have it sort of set up for Matter, even though it's not working. Yeah, it's totally zapped. So let me reboot the phone. Let's see if that makes any difference here. It was cool when it works, but we never did get the Matter thing working. So let me reboot this phone real quick, and let's see if that might give us a better outcome. And this is why we do this stuff, because we like to figure it out. So in case you're just joining me, as we wait for the phone to reboot, we've been playing around with the new Switchbot hub here. And what this does is it connects your Bluetooth Switchbot devices, like the little switch thing here. And I have one set up across the room. And it's kind of neat. It's a little motorized arm that will turn light switches on and off, just the rocker switches apparently. And it does a really nice job of that. Except if you try to have it work with the new Matter standard, it doesn't seem to want to work. So this is a new standard. It is open source. Apple supports it. So for devices that theoretically support Matter, this should work great, except that it's not working so great right now. So I would say without Matter, it'll be fine. And if you're using Google or the A word, it'll work with those just fine. But What is not clear to me at the moment is the other stuff. So let me connect back to my IoT network here. And I have a feeling that this needs to be like totally reset and started over again in order for this to work. Oh, now it's working. My light just went off over there. Check it out. Okay, so something happened when the phone rebooted. So whoever had that suggestion, thank you for that. And hang on a second. I am locked out of my Amazon app, which I have to get back into here. Never a dull moment here, everybody. Yeah, everything, you know what it is? I think I logged in on a different IP address, which is probably why Amazon's messed up. Let's see. Okay. All right, I am back on the live stream. Never a dull moment at Lon.TV when nothing works. Okay, so now if we go to Switchbot. All right, so here's Switchbot. And this is how it's supposed to work, I think. Well, that's weird. It turned the light off a second ago, but now it's not turning the light on and off. It's like stuck in limbo here. It doesn't know if it's on or off. Yeah, I wanted to turn cloud services off for this device. I'm not sure where it got that signal to turn the light off. But you know what? Why don't we go back to HomeKit and see if it detects it now. Studio. No. All right. One more time on this. We'll get there eventually, folks. And now it's got like a whole different blinking going on here. So let's hit add to Apple Home. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's actually in total reset territory right now. Yeah, I think I've got to reset the whole darn thing. So let's go back to the Switchbot app, and let's see what happens here. I'm going to have it forget the hub even exists. I'm going to delete it from my account. And I'm going to re-add it. All right, so now that the hub is gone, let's see if it turns the light on and off here. Oops. Yeah, it's still not working. And I think it's because that switch now is paired up with this hub, and I'm not sure how to reset it. Yeah, I think they probably should have waited a little bit on this. Okay, we're almost there. I know a lot of people are watching, like, what is going on here? This is a train wreck, right? Okay, so I can't actually access it. See, it's like stuck here. All right, let's see, it did find it now. Let's see. Right now the switch is off. Yeah. All right, so let's re-add the hub here. All right, let me add my password. All right, there we go. I'm going to call this Studio Bot. And we're going to take it from the top. All right, so this is working again, I think. All right, so that's there. Now, will my light switch work is the question. Right now, the light is off. So let's go back. Yes, I don't see it in the nearby. I think because it's paired up, maybe. Yeah, it's just not responding. Unless because it's entangled now with this. Yeah, I would say on this one, Frank Cromer, that I am not going to go through Matter just because it doesn't seem to be working here. I'd rather just connect up with whatever API they're using. I'm going to reconnect this here. It says it's connected to the hub now, so maybe that'll make it work now. Yeah, it's still not doing anything. So how do you reset the darn thing? So I'm just going to go here and delete if I have the option to do that. So let me delete it. And that might put it back in the nearby bot thing. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so now, okay, here we go. Let's try it again. If I go to on, yeah, it's not responding. And we are in Bluetooth mode here. And I have like access to it, like I think, because it is connecting here. Move these boxes out of the way. It's blocking the signal. Because it is seeing it nearby. Yeah, I think this is probably what it is, Frank Cromer. I have a feeling that this Matter stuff is just messed up. And the odd thing here is that it is connecting to the device and communicating with it, I think. Maybe I need to get closer to it. It's not that far away. It's just across the room from me here, so it should work. Yeah, we did restart the app, and maybe I'll restart the app again now that we've taken it off of the hub. So let me do that real quick. Let's take the app and reset it. Okay, so here we go again. So bot's nearby. Well, now it's not even showing up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull the battery out of that thing. Let's go do that real quick. That might just reset the bot. The bot might need a reset. It's probably confused. So there is a battery door on here. I didn't see like a reset on it at all. Where is that door? It's on this side. There we go. Okay, so we'll pull the battery out. I'll put the battery back in. I bet you that's a reset button right there. Okay. All right, that is a total reset of everything. We rebooted the phone, we repaired the thing. Okay, so now it's showing up on bots nearby again. Let's pull it here again and make sure it's there. Okay, so there it is. It thinks that it's on, but it's actually off. Yep, there it goes. Now it's working. All right, so we're back in business on that. Oh. Okay, off, on, off. Okay. So now we are working again. Perfect. I think this thing, just for this, is awesome. I love how that works. All right, the Studio Bot Hub. I'm going to rename this the Studio Bot Hub so I know what it is. It is working again. Okay, so we're good there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to the hub. How do we do that again? I forgot. Cloud services, that's the wrong one. Remind me how we add this back to the hub. So Chalela, if you can remind me, how do we add this bot now? I want to add this to our hub. So we have the nearby bot. We see it now. We got it in switch mode. And it is working. But you see it's connected over Bluetooth. All right, so okay, so we go back here, add device. So here's the hub 2. We're going to go add a bot. Studio desk. And we'll put it in, that's not put in that room now. Okay, so that is connect to hub. There is no hub under this home. There is a hub. I just added the hub. Is this not in my home? Yeah, it's in my home. My home. Okay, I'm just going to hit that, I guess. Warning, you're about to migrate your device to another home. Move now. You know, I'm going to delete this thing maybe. All right, let's try this again for 2 seconds. All right, next. Okay, cannot be added again. So why is it showing up in the list as being there? Yeah, I'm done with this. Yeah, I'm giving up. You know, I think, how do we get rid of it then? I can't even get rid of this thing. I want to reset this whole thing and start over again. Rarely do I get this frustrated with this stuff, but like, really? So let's try this. I'm going to hold down. I'm guessing if I just hold it down for a long time. Okay, I'm deleting that completely. I'm going to hold these buttons down. I guess that's going to, I don't know any other way to reset it other than to do this. But the problem, if I hold it down for 15 seconds, it goes into matter mode. I'm just going to keep holding it. That might have done it, because now I think it's totally reset. Here we go. Oops. I think I got it so confused from the matter thing that it's totally messed up now. Yeah, you know, it was working fine until we started to try to get the matter integration, and I think that's it. I think that's what finally did it in. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. Let's see if this... Scanning my Wi-Fi, it looks like. All right, I think we're starting from scratch here again, so this might do it. All right, so let's see what happens now. Connecting to your router. All right. And let's see here. Give me a second here, folks. All right, let's go over here, and we're going to call this, and now it's not pulling up a keyboard for me to rename this stupid thing. I'm just going to give it that name for now. Okay, so now we're connected again. And now we got that going. Okay, so now we're there. So let's just make sure the light bulb thing is still, the light switch thing is still working. So let's go back over here. And we've got my studio desk, which is currently on. If I click off, that's working. All right, so the good news is, oh, did it not turn it back on? Oh, it's on now. Okay, good. And then it'll go back to off. Perfect. On. Oops. Turn cloud server. This is where everything fell off the rails last time. Okay, so now okay, and it actually goes quicker. Yeah. Okay, so now we're back. Okay, so we got that going. Thank you for the support there, Charles. I appreciate it. Okay, so do we dare try to do the matter thing again? I say yes. So let's go back to the hub, to the gear, and I'm going to go to matter configuration beta. It's definitely beta, folks, let me tell you. All right. To add your Matter-enabled device to third-party platforms, you need to manually set your device into Matter pairing mode first. So I'm going to resave the picture. I think it's the same number, but I'm going to just refresh. I'm just going to start everything from scratch here. So we're on a new beginning. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to HomeKit. I'm going to pull up my photo album on my computer where that photo is. So I have a photo of the barcode. We're going to hold it down in Matter pairing mode, which is, so we have to wait for everything to go blank. It's 15 seconds, but it feels like it's longer than that. Okay, now it's in Matter pairing mode. We're going to hit plus here, add accessory. I'm going to scan the barcode from my computer screen, and now I'm going to click Add to Apple Home. And this is where we got stuck last time. And I'm going to let it sit here. These things are on the same network. There's no barrier to entry here. This should all work. I am a glutton for punishment. I do this in service of all of you. Because if I can't get it to work, you probably will. Okay, here we go. So now it found the bridge. So we'll go back to Studio. And I'm going to call this Switchbot hub. So I know what it is. I have other hubs. Okay, continue. All right, so now it's going to say we found the humidity sensor. All right, Studio. Okay, did that. Temperature. Studio. All right. Done. But, same as before, we're not getting any readings here. And it also did not bring in the switch that we connected to it, which I know it's supposed to do. And I've got like this. What is it? I'll click on one of these. That must be a remnant from before, maybe? I don't know what those things are. Add accessory, more options. And these are not those. So I don't know what it's thinking it's adding here. Thank you, Charles. We try to make everything work on this channel. And eventually it does start working. And then it just forgot that I wanted Fahrenheit. I'm just going to let this run out. I don't know what it's thinking it's connecting to, but let's see what happens. I do think that outside of the matter thing that this thing is going to be pretty neat. But at the moment, the goal here was to see how this works with matter, and it just isn't working. So it did find it as a hub, but it's not actually getting any data from it. And I'm missing a whole bunch of chats. Sorry, everybody. And Butthead wants to know, did the AI take over yet? Yes, I am the AI right now. I'm actually taking a nap, but this is the AI version of me. Antimatter, there you go. That's it. Yeah, so you can if you swipe up on the app, that will shut it down usually. But not in this case. And Mark says, this is how I see it. And it's funny, once you get it all working, it's great. But until then, it's that's not it. And YouTube is supposed to notify you when these things start. I don't know why they don't notify you about that. Yep, that's me. Antimatter entanglement. Yes. Carol is here. Good to see you. Do we have permission for zapping? I don't know. But yeah, we're not doing too good here. So I think this matter thing is something I'm not going to recommend people do. I do think the Switchbot thing is pretty cool. And I bet you, you know what I bet you right now? I bet you if I go back to the Switchbot app that it's not going to work. Now it is saying that it's connected. Oh, wait a minute, what's this secondary devices thing? Add secondary device. No device. All right, so now if I go back, let's see if it yeah, it keeps forgetting that I want Fahrenheit here. Okay. So if I go back here, let's see if our light switch is still working. So right now the light is on. Somebody should talk to Admiral Picard, Captain Picard, about how many lights are on. Okay, so that part is working. So the good news is we have it connected to matter, but it doesn't actually do anything. And the light switch is functioning. So I would say they need to stick to their day job. And we already reset the phone. Oh, you want to reset it again now that it's working? Let's try. We could try that. You know what I could do also? I have HomeKit on my Mac here in front of me. Yes, I'm not getting data from anything. But I could try to reset the phone. I'm not sure what drives HomeKit in my home either. But I did reset the phone once, and that did fix things. Maybe we'll do another reset. You know, I really don't want to reset the phone again. But let's just do it. I will do it for you. Yeah, it is a lot of trouble just to turn the light on. The trick here is, like, how do you want your light to turn on is really what it comes down to. What I want my light to do is I want the S word to, this is the S word. I want the S word here to do it for me and have it go from there. Hi, Pamela from Massachusetts. And from your username, it sounds like you might be a fellow ham operator, N1ZKH. I am KC1RGS at your service. All right, so we are back up here. Let me log back into my phone again. Okay, so now my phone is back on. Gotta wait for it to connect to Wi-Fi here. And then we'll go into HomeKit and see if it is detecting anything. So HomeKit. And we're still getting nada on the data. Yeah, I can just have my children turn the light on and off for me. Maybe that's what I should do. So I don't actually have it on a VLAN. I have it on a separate network completely. So my ISP gives me 2 links to the outside. And so I've got a 1 gig leg and a 6 gig leg. And so this is not a VLAN. It's just, I got just an off-the-shelf router running that second network. So that is it. But it looks as though Matter is not working here, which is unfortunate. But I have high hopes for this because what I like about the hub is that it has an IR blaster on it. So I could use this to turn my TV on. I could turn on the air handler on the other side of the room. Like, there's things that it can do, which I think are kind of cool. So I need to play with this a little bit more before I review it, but I want to get that set up and figure it out. Francois and ABDL Tire, thank you both for the follow on Amazon. And yeah, we're just trying to figure all this stuff out here. So yeah, I'm alpha tester. So yeah, they sent me, let me see what they sent me here. So I have the app version that I'm running. And it shouldn't even involve their app because this is all. So I have version 6.25.1. And they said that's the version that should correct all of the Matter issues, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. So the good news is we've got at least one part of it working. So now what I want to try is using this in a different way. So give me a second here. I'm going to see if I can connect this to my, I can't remember what port I have this stupid thing on. Homebridge, here we go. So my Synology NAS has like a bunch of Dockers running that are all on the same IP but different things. All right, so let's go back to here and we'll unlock that. So what I'm going to try next is I'm going to try to get this to work through Homebridge. And that might be the recommended path here until this Matter thing gets worked out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go back to HomeKit and I'm going to remove this hub from my list of devices. Because it's just not getting any data from it. It's just not working. So let me go to Home Settings, Hubs and Bridges. And I'm just going to take this off. Because it's not even seeing the light switch anyhow, so it doesn't, what difference, what good is that? So Homebridge, I don't have it a way to show this to you at the moment here. Let me see if there is a Switchbot. There is, perfect. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to show you Homebridge. And I think this is going to be what I would recommend as the path that you take here. So let me add another input to my video system here. All right. So this is running locally on my Synology NAS. This is called Homebridge, and this is better than Matter. So as you can see here, they have a Switchbot Bluetooth platform, and they also have Homebridge Switchbot. So I'm not sure which, I think it's probably going to be this one that I'm going to want. And what I should be able to do with this is connect it to my Switchbot account. And when I do that, I should be able to control the light from my phone and my computer better than how we're doing it now. Oh, didn't work. Hang on a second. Let's see what's going on here. There might be an issue here. I'm getting errors as it's... Okay, Homebridge for Switchbot. It looks like it said it worked. Okay, I did all that. Oh, I've got to go to Profile Preferences. Yikes, there's a whole set of things I got to do here. So here's what it's telling me to do. Download the Switchbot app, which I did. I got to set up an account. I got to go into developer mode. All right, so let's go. So Profile, Preferences. Tap the app version 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Developer options. Okay, then I'm going to get a token. Got it. Okay, so click Continue. All right, so I'm going to set this up right now. So I'm going to do my token and my secret. And save. Okay. Now I've got to restart Homebridge. And now what should happen is it should see my Switchbot account when it comes back up, but we'll see. So right now it's restarting itself. Okay. And we are running. So let's take a look. I'm just trying to see if I can find my hub here. Studio Desk. Is that my switch? Because right now it is on, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, right now it's set to on. Yep, there it goes. So it just was in the wrong position. So the good news is now through, it only turns itself on, huh? It did react to that, but it didn't do anything else. All right, hang on a second. Let's see what's going on here. So right now it is on. Oh, maybe there's an on and there's an off. Let's see. Yeah, it's moving in the opposite direction of how it should work. So maybe I have to reverse the order here. Hide this accessory outlet. Yeah, so it looks like what I set it to, I don't think it's going to work either. The good news is it's showing up on there. Let me go back over to HomeKit now, because I think it should be showing up in my HomeKit list here. I think. All right, I'm just looking through my list here. It doesn't look like it is showing up there. I'm just looking through my list of stuff here to see if it is showing up on the list of things, but it's not. So this might be the wrong plugin for the job here. There it goes. Oh, now it worked. Okay, so let's try that again. So right now it's off. And now I just set it back to on. And it looks like there's a bit of a delay there, is what it seems like. Or it doesn't always get the get the message here. Let's try this again. So I'm going to go back to here. You know what's funny is that it's not getting the on command, only the off command. So that's what's going on with that. So now it just turned itself on. All right, so if we go back here again, let's see, turn it off. All right, so that worked, and now back on. Oh, okay, that worked. But although it's showing up on my Homebridge, I am not actually seeing it on my list of devices here. This is called Studio Desk. I wonder if I just have to reset the app here. Usually it finds all the new stuff that I plug into it. Upstairs railing, test bulbs. All my Y stuff is on here, but the other stuff isn't. Well, I've got more stuff to play with. Yeah, I think we're having more success with Homebridge than we are with the other stuff. Again, the only issue here is that I am not seeing the front doorbell. I'm just looking through my list of devices here. I'm not seeing the Matter thing. Oh, that was the wrong button. Hang on. What's that one? I don't know what I'm turning off here. So I wonder if it sees it as a light switch. Let's see. Am I still on the air? Yeah, I think I'm still on the air. Yes, whatever switch I am turning on, that is not the switch that I'm looking for. So I must have turned off some lights on the other side of the room here. Front doorbell, main lights, kitchen camera, garage. This is called Studio Desk. And although it's showing up on my Homebridge, it's not showing up anywhere else. But the good news is the pricing on this. So the hub is Oops, I just turned it off. The hub is $69. And it actually does a lot, and that's the thing. I got to test a few more things on it that it might be a little bit more difficult to do right here. But one of the things that I like about it is that it has an IR sensor on it, both a receiver and a sender. So it can receive IR commands and issue them out, and you can program multiple things into it. So you could have your TV hooked up to it, for example. So anything that can receive IR can transit through this. Baked in, it has a humidity sensor and a thermometer. And I think it's using the power cable as the sensor there. But the Matter stuff just is not working. So I would say if you were excited about this because of Matter support, probably not going to be what I would recommend at this point. But I think there's some potential for it. Oh, remember to enable cloud for the all right, let's go back to, maybe that's why it doesn't show up in here. So let's go back to the Switchbot app. All right, so if I go to Studio Desk, Cloud Services is on for that. And if I go to the hub, yeah, the hub should be on the cloud now also. Okay. And by the way, the hub also has NFC on board. So it can scan NFC tags. I don't know if it's active or how that works, but oh, it just did something. Hear that? Maybe I just hit the button. I don't know. Okay. Oh, there's a and are we back? Let's see. Yep, we're back. Gotta love it. All right. Well, I have seen enough. And I'm going to get back in touch with them and say, am I missing something? Because this ain't working. All right. Well, I got enough, I think, to get started with here. So I am going to be on my merry way here. I was hoping to have more progress made on this today, but no luck. So I will go from there. Somebody wants to know, do I get the new iPhone every year? I generally do, just because I get a good trade-in on my existing one. So I found that you could do the lease thing with them, or you could just trade it in every year. It's about the same. So, I figure it's good to keep up. I'm finding that each iteration is getting better on video. The quality of the video is better each go around, so I've been happy upgrading. We'll see what the next one looks like, but all right, everybody. I will catch you. Yeah, I love the 13. I really do like the purple. I got the purple one. It looks purple most of the time. Might look more purplish. Yeah, here's the better angle. It's really nice and purple. So, all right. Well, I will see you all the next time I pop on live here. And we'll go from there. All right, everybody? The brick wall has been hit. That is right, Crab Donkey. All right. Yeah, I think you're right. You hit the string and just pull it. That's how things used to work in my house back when I was a kid. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And I will be back with this once I figure it out a little bit better. And we'll go from there. All right. Catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.